What's up, you guys? MentalOctopus here from Clan Zero Gaming, and today I'm going to be bringing you my Counter-Strike Global Offensive likes and dislikes, in other words, rants and raves. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you stick around. I'm going to be starting out with my likes, and one of my likes is the improved graphics over any of the other Counter-Strikes, Source 1.6, whatever you want. Obviously they're going to have improved graphics since it's been years later since the other games, and it's really a nice change. It doesn't seem as much of Counter-Strike, as usually you would think of Counter-Strike as, you know, just that older PC game, but it really does look nice. Another one of my likes is the feel of the maps, and I wasn't sure if they were gonna, you know, change them up since it's a whole new game, but they brought back the old maps, and there's new maps as well. And it still feels like that Counter-Strike sort of map. It's symmetric, and it just seems really nice. For example, the map Aztec. It's a rainy scene, and you really feel like you're there. You feel like you're in some old Aztec sort of temple village, or dust, say the helicopter taking off. You feel like you just dropped from that helicopter. It just adds a little more, you know, depth and makes you feel more immersed into the game. Another thing I really like is that there's more weapons. Now this is a good and a bad thing for me, because I did like, you know, the weapons that they had in CS Source, because that's the one I played the most. I never did get around to playing 1.6, but it's a good thing because there's more to choose from, and if you're playing something like Arms Race, there might be more weapons to go through, and it's always nice to have more weapons in the game. One of the new additions is the HUD size changing. You could change your HUD size through your options and how big it fits on the screen. You might have been able to do that through console commands before, but it's a nice addition, so you don't have this HUD blocking your screen. You could have it as big as you want. Another nice thing is the weapons course, and the weapons course is a new addition. I see it as more of something that's trying to bring other players into the game that have never played Counter-Strike before, and even if you did play Counter-Strike before, it's a nice addition, and you might want to get brushed up, because Go is it's pretty new experience, and it's pretty different than other Counter-Strikes.
You just saved democracy. Yeah, I know. We all had to complete these tests. Nice job, though. Put your weapon back on the table when you're done. Now we need to do some target identification. We have good guys and we have bad guys. We need you to shoot the bad guys. And just to prove you were paying attention, pick up the weapon and shoot 5 bad guys for me. Nice work with those wooden terrorists.
The offline with bots mode. I use this a lot to practice and brush up, even though I don't play Counter-Strike a whole ton, but it's really nice to have a dedicated way to play offline with bots. You could just create a server before and add bots or whatnot, or just start up a game and use console commands to add bots. But it's nice, and you can change their difficulty really easy, and it's just a whole lot more simple way to brush up until you go into the online world, especially if you're new. The new game modes are really nice too. Arms Race, it's been there before as Gun Game. A lot of you probably know it as Gun Game, and Gun Game's been in a whole bunch of different games like Call of Duty Black Ops, but it originated from Counter-Strike, and it's nice that it's a dedicated game mode and it's already built into the game, and that you're able to play it offline with bots. I don't believe you could do that in Counter-Strike Source, because I know I've tried it before and the bots weren't programmed to react to that sort of situation. The gun smoke, I haven't seen this before in Counter-Strike, and it's in some games, but it seems more realistic, and it looks a lot nicer in Counter-Strike. When you would go to shoot a gun, I notice it more in crouch, but it happens anyway. Whenever you shoot a gun crouched or standing, will be smoke that comes out of the barrel of the gun, and it's really nice, and it just makes the game feel a little more immersive, and it's a nice effect. Scopes on the sniper rifles. I'm sure a lot of people don't really like it, but it is nice that it actually sways and blurs when you're moving up, down, left, right, whatever you're doing. It will zoom in and out until you're standing still. It's nice because you can't really, walk around and look down a scope and it's gonna be perfectly straight all the time. It's another one of those immersive things. And even though I do like sniping, it is nice to have that because I think it adds a little bit more of a balance. And this is my last like, but it's not really that big. But the bomb plant animation, I really like the redo of that. It's not just like a series of repetitive numbers. It puts in a couple numbers and then whatever. For some reason, it just caught my eye. Now I'm going to be moving on to my dislikes. Even though there isn't a whole bunch of things I dislike about this game, there is some major things that could be improved, at least in my point of view. The field of view. Where did you guys go wrong? It's in every other Source game, and I know CSGO is run by Source, but you can't change your field of view through the options. You have to do these stupid console commands, and I have to do them every time I start up CSGO, because unless there's some kind of config file somewhere hidden in there, I can't find one, so I can save it that way. But I have a certain field of view and I have it just saved as a text file, and I just put it in every time. And I'll show you guys how to change your field of view through the console commands, but you have to have the developer console enabled, which would be the tilde key, and that would be found in the options.
Move it! Move it!
As I said earlier in my likes, it's also a bad thing that there is more weapons, because it doesn't have the same Counter-Strike feel as most people are used to. It does add more variety and whatnot, but more weapons isn't always a good thing. The feel of the game at first, if you're used to Counter-Strike, is probably one of my dislikes. It doesn't feel like Counter-Strike. It's brand new and it's great, and after a while it feels perfectly fine, at least to me. But when you first pick it up and you first start playing it, it takes a while to get used to. The Source engine, and I think the Source engine is great. It's a fantastic tool. But the thing is, it's been around for years, and I would think that they're coming out with a new Counter-Strike years later. They're going to have some kind of new engine. I mean, you can only build on the Source engine for so long, and it's completely great, but if they're ever going to make a Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3, I mean, that's one of those things that don't talk about it, because I don't know. But anyway, I think there should be a new engine, sometime soon. Some big advancement, because Valve's always improving, and I can't complain about the Source engine, but I just thought it was kind of odd that they're using it. The lack of silencers or suppressors, that one kind of got me down. I pick up an M4 and I right click and whoa, what happened? There's no silencer here. Or some of the pistols. What happened, guys? Like, seriously, there should be some kind of silencers. Maybe they'll be added on in the future. I don't know, but I really hope to see them, because it's just not. It's not that same Counter-Strike feel. This is just a tiny dislike, but the server browser, it's weird at first. It says like play, browse community servers, I think it is. It just, I don't know. It has the same server browser in it as any of the Source games when you open it up, but it feels kind of weird at first. Alright guys, well thank you for watching. This has been my Counter-Strike, Rants and Raves, my likes and dislikes, and you leave the comments below, comment on what I think, comment on what you think, and what you feel needs to be improved or changed, or if you just like it completely how it is, tell me. Thanks for watching, you guys.